Welcome to the Momversation Club, the podcast born out of the idea that every mum needs a tribe. I'm Claire Strong.
And I'm Christina Struckmeyer. We're two moms just like you, navigating the chaotic, challenging, and often isolating world of motherhood.
Now, it's said that it takes a village to raise a child, but we want to know, where the F is that village?
It's a question that resonates with so many of us who find ourselves raising children, managing careers, and trying to maintain our own identities, often with a sense of isolation.
But we're here to remind you that you're not alone. The Momversation Club is your village, a place where you feel valued, appreciated, and understood.
We believe that by sharing our own experiences, successes, and struggles, that we can create a virtual village for all you amazing mamas out there.
So join us every week for an honest, raw, and relatable discussion about all aspects of being a mum, including the stuff you just can't talk about with anyone else.
So if you've ever asked yourself where the F is the village, well, you found your tribe. Let's get into it.
Hi, Christina.
Hey, Claire. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. Yeah. How about you?
I'm doing good. I am excited about today's topic. I have been heavily influenced by a lot of mom culture online about like what's been helping them and what's been, I'm a pervasive user of like looking at TikToks of what's in my fridge, what's in my purse, what's in my diaper bag. I want to know the mom secrets. I want to know what helps people get on. And so I'm excited about today where we reveal a little bit of like our mom stuff and the things that are like helping us survive, because motherhood is about survival, right?
Yeah, so basically products we love, things that we might be into watching right now, just those little things that make our days a little bit easier as busy mums.
For sure, for sure. So I know you and I are going to have very different things because you and I are so different. So I'm hoping our audience loves it. And audience, if you are also into something we're into, or maybe you got a little information about it, we are going to be linking all of the things that we're talking about on our show notes, and how we are elevated over here at the Momversation Club. We now have an Amazon storefront, where you can actually shop some of the stuff we're talking about if you want to find it. So Claire, start us off. What are you loving right now? Like, what's your favorite thing at the moment?
So I've got a couple of things, but the first one I'm going to share with you is to do with self-care, because I don't know about you, Christina, but I find it difficult as a really busy mom to fit in self-care. I put everyone first and then I'm way down on the list. And I know that's not right. And I always do my best to change it, but invariably that's kind of the default setting. And so part of that is I don't get chance to go and have facials and do, nice stuff to my skin to keep it looking its best. Because quite often I'm so tired and I'd love to be able to go to the spa and have all these fancy facials, but I don't have the time quite often. And frankly, they're expensive. I don't always have the budget. And I know, particularly, in my case, if I have spare money, quite often it goes on stuff for the girls. So
Totally.
It's rare that I have a few $100s left over to spend on a facial for myself. And so because of that, I do a lot of stuff at home. And one of the things, because I each their own, but I haven't gone down like the Botox or anything route yet. I'm a little scared of it, I'll be honest. And so I'm just trying to do things to keep my skin looking like glowy and kind of fresh, that A, don't break the bank, and B, aren't crazy time consuming. So as part of that, I discovered these amazing peels. Now, before I show you them, I just want to explain what a peel is. So a peel, it's kind of misleading because I've never had a peel where it's actually peeled off. It's more like an acid that's applied to your face. It sounds a little harsh, but they're usually fruit-based, or in this case, this is glycolic acid. And so what it does is it basically like strips the top layer of your skin to reveal the layer underneath that's fresher and more vibrant. It doesn't hurt. The most that will happen is it can be a bit tingly. So depending how sensitive your skin is, you don't, for example, if you haven't had a peel before, you don't want to go in with a really strong one. And obviously you can have this done at spas. And generally, like I say, they'll apply like a lotion to your face, and that's the peel. You don't wash it off. and it basically takes a few days to really settle down, but your skin looks really glowy afterwards. Now, I discovered this amazing make. Now, I actually use a lot of this make skincare because it's really good quality clean ingredients, but it's not like hundreds of dollars per item like some of them are.
Yeah.
So this is it. It's called M61. I'll put it up to the camera if you can see. So that's the make. And these are called Power Glow Peels. This one is an extra strength one. It's 20%. So they go up in percentages. So 20 is pretty, that's like a salon grade strength, a medical grade strength. The lower ones, like 10%, for example, I would advise if you wanted to do this at home, maybe going with a 10% because it's going to be like less harsh on the skin. But basically, all this is a little sachet, and I'm not going to actually rip it apart because they are like a little expensive. But
Yeah.
you just literally tear off the top here, and then inside is a pre-soaked towelette, and all you do is you just wipe it across your face for a minute. So wash your
Okay.
face, dry it, so make sure your skin's clean, and do this at night, by the way, because you're not supposed to wash it off. And so I'm
Oh,
just,
so
yeah.
it's like part of your like if you wanted to have like a nighttime spa night where you like maybe do a soak and then you can put this on and have your hair up in
Yes.
a crazy bun, it could be part of your like spa package at home.
Yeah, it could. Ideally, I think these are good to be used once a week. I think you'll notice a real
Okay.
difference if you do actually. I try and use them once a week. Occasionally, I'll do them twice. I don't use them any more than twice. I think it's a little overkill. So yeah, so really easy. You just rip it open, wipe this white towelette over your face, and then just finish with moisturizer. I wouldn't put anything like any like strong serums on after this because your skin can be a little tingly. But I love it. And like I say, it's just that happy medium between feeling like you're doing something for yourself and for your skin, but without having to spend 2 hours in a spa and like $200+. So that's one of the products I'm really loving right now. So we'll definitely link to this in the notes,
Yeah.
and yeah, and you can buy this on Amazon, so it's super easy. You can also buy it at a beauty shop called Blue Mercury, but for we're talking about ease and all of that, Amazon, 100%.
Can't
So
you
yeah, so
can't
I'm
beat
loving that
Amazon.
one. You cannot beat Amazon. I've got to say, I love to support local
No.
businesses, but as a busy mom, oh my God, Amazon's just so convenient, isn't it?
I know, for sure. Well, I kind of love this because I also like I have a little basket of things that I get for like Christmas and birthdays and stuff, like facial masks or foot scrubs or things like that. And every once in a blue moon, it's nice to just set yourself up for a little spa day at home, a little pampering. Not every night, because sometimes I'm at the end of my day and I'm like, oh, I'm so tired. I can't even do anything.
Yeah,
But
I'm like
having like a once a
that.
week spa day, that sounds like a great goal. I love that.
Well, it's funny because my teenagers, they have a self-care Sunday. Can you believe it? I'm like, that sounds,
I
I think it's great, but when they tell me, I'm like, wow, that must be nice. My God, your
Why don't
life
you
and
jump in
my
on that,
life.
Claire? You can be like self care Sundays
Yeah,
for sure. Me too.
yeah, I should. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm adding myself to that list. Yeah. So, but yes, I love it. It's just a little bit of pampering that makes me feel good, and just something for me that takes literally 1 minute. So, how about you? What things are you loving right now?
You know what? Opposite of that.
Okay.
I'm gonna go a different direction. The other day, I didn't realize I was loving it so much, but I got into a situation where I was reminded of it. So, much like many moms, when I leave the house with my children, I have a giant bag of all the shit that we're gonna need today.
Yeah.
Okay, like, and I have two kids. They range, so one's almost 10, one's almost 2. So it's a collection, girl. It's like diapers, panties, extra clothes, like all the things, snacks, so many snacks. The other day I found like 5 rubber duckies in my bag. Not sure how those got there, but
Oh
whatever,
my God.
right?
Yeah. I remember the
But
days.
guess what happened this week?
What?
I forgot my mom bag at the house. I was rushing to get everybody's water bottles and get my sunglasses and get everything. I like got down halfway through the trip and I was on the way to town. I went, oh my God, I forgot my mom bag. And I was reminded that previous Christina, who was in a better state of mind, packed her mom car full of everything that I might need. And so that's my current favorite is my mom car like caddy. So I
Oh,
have
wow. That
yeah,
sounds
I
very
have
organized.
everything that you would ever need in an instance of momming in
So
my back
tell
of
me
my
what's in
trunk.
it then. Okay, so
Okay.
what's in it? What do you pack in it?
So a lot of stuff. So first off, I have like this little it was like cheap. It was like from Walmart, a little box that's like
Yeah.
kind of cute. And I stuff it full of all the things. So there's a first aid kit in there. There is a anti-choking device in case anybody chokes on my watch.
Oh
There
God.
is extra bottles of water, extra diapers and wipes. There's a change of clothes for every single person in my family,
Including you.
towels, including me. Yeah. Me, I have extra
Oh
shirts in there,
my
extra shirts for Alex, like just
God.
in case.
Wow.
And leggings, like I have a pair of leggings and a shirt in there, just like a little outfit to throw on in case someone pukes on me or something.
So is this what we're
Towels,
preparing for? So
everything.
I'm just wondering. Okay, so I'm just wondering what the event would be that would require all this stuff. Is this some like an end of world event, or is it just like literally
Or
someone who's
Tuesday,
holiday?
Claire. So you laugh at
Listen to
me, but I have
you.
used this kit several times now. So I have to every time I use it, I have to refill it with stuff. So yeah, I had all of my extra snacks, I had all of my extra panties, all of everything that I needed was in that car already. Thank goodness. The only thing I was missing was my driver's license. So I was like, oh, please don't pull me over. But yeah, and I've used it before. Like we had an incident the other day where we were driving to a sports game and my daughter threw up because she got motion sickness and
Yeah.
she threw up all over her outfit, all over the car. And I was like, no fear. I have garbage bags. I have wipes. I have
Wow.
Lysol. I have all of the things that we would need to clean this up. I got my butt in the back seat while we were driving and cleaned it all up. She was changed before we got there.
You're
I was like,
super mum.
"Shh."
Oh my, you're setting really unrealistic standards here.
I'm just saying, and like toddler wise, I also have like an extra travel high chair. I have an umbrella stroller. I have a potty seat. Like, if you need to poop or pee in my car, I have a seat for you. Like, we're gonna be
You
okay.
don't even, if you go on a holiday or on a road trip, you don't even need to check in somewhere. You don't need to stay at a hotel. You could just all sleep in your car. So you've got
For
everything
sure.
that a hotel would have in your car, in the comfort of your own car.
I think that this is gonna require us like showing off what's in my car at some point online,
You're
but
gonna
like
have to. I want to
I
see
am
it.
so it's my favorite thing right now. Like my favorite thing
Wow.
is my over prepared mom car because it has saved my ass not once but like twice in just this week. Like just this week, two times where it saved my ass. So
So
that's
it's
my first mom favorite thing that I've got going on. And
okay.
I will share all of the things that are in my car on our platforms.
Okay, yeah, you must. So that sounds like
Yes.
it's already paying for itself.
100%. And it was super
Yeah.
easy to throw together. It's not fancy. Like I've seen like the fancier versions of it you can buy on Amazon. Like, yes, those are nice, those are luxe, but I have just like a regular little tote that got on clearance and I just shove it with things that I'm gonna need and that'll probably change as my kids grow and it'll look different in each season.
I love that. That's so organized as well. And it just
Yeah.
takes the stress out of um, just an event that you haven't planned for. You're already prepared. So I love that. And
Yeah.
especially with little ones, you never know when someone's going to be sick or whether they're going to, poop or all of that. And so I think that's great. Excellent.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
So okay. So
Okay.
we went from self-care to like wiping butts. Let's go back to you.
Well, I'm going to class it up again. I'm going
Okay, okay. I count on you for that.
Um, so this is the thing I am loving. So I think I mentioned before on the podcast that I'm really into Pilates. That's literally my. It saves my. Well, I would be a shell if it wasn't for Pilates. I'm serious. It's a mental health thing for me more than anything else.
Yeah.
Anyway, I had a break. I was still doing Pilates at home, but I wasn't going to a Pilates studio. And I took a break from it because I was trying to like be a bit more diverse in my exercising and going to the gym and all of that. But I really missed Pilates. Also, like from a a practical point of view, and not just practical, like an essential point of view, I have an injury which really does respond well to Pilates. I have a nerve injury, which was a result of a labor injury, which I know we've discussed before on a previous episode. And so, from just like a PT point of view, physical therapy point of view, Pilates is good for me. Anyway, I had a 9 month break from my studio, and partly because I felt that because it is pretty expensive to go there, and so I felt again guilty. We've covered this on a previous episode, but mum guilt. I shouldn't be spending that money on myself. The girls need this and that. Really, that money should be going to them. But I have missed it so much. And you know what I did, Christina? Last week,
What'd you do?
I was like, to hell with this. And I called Pilates and I said to the manager, I said, Nicole, I am back. Sign me the hell up right now. And so I am back. I've been back as a member for a week. I think maybe I've done 6 days in the last 7. I am just, I am so happy. I am a much happier person because of it. So I am loving Pilates, and specifically reformer Pilates, because here's the thing. There's mat Pilates, which is fantastic. And that's what I learned initially. I actually taught mat Pilates, but then reformer Pilates is on those machines. And so,
I've
my God,
seen those.
it's hardcore. It's not easy,
They
which
look
is
like medieval torture devices.
well, they kind of are, but it feels good though. It's like lengthening you out, and I work really hard when I'm doing it, but I also come out feeling relaxed, and I feel like I'm walking taller and all of that. So shout out to Club Pilates actually, because that's the studio that I'm a member of, and I know that certainly in the US they have studios all over. So they're amazing. They're the best. I love the people there. It's like a little community. So I am loving Reformer Pilates.
I love that for you. I can tell. You can tell like the pep in your step when you talk about it.
I'm so
Um,
happy. I'm so happy. And the funny thing is, my husband's been working away this week. He was living it up in Dubai actually, while I was at home.
Fancy.
Sorting out the kids and dogs and God knows whatever else. But while he was away, I signed myself up to Pilates again. And he called me and I was like, oh, he's like, you sound happy. I was like, yes, I am very happy. And it's because I'm back to Pilates. So as they say, happy wife, happy life. So yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you know what? I've always, like, you've talked about Pilates enough where you've influenced me to look into it. And
Oh,
I've always
thank
been
you.
nervous about it. But there's been a creator I follow on Instagram and TikTok. Her name's Nabella. And
Okay.
she's like a plus size woman. She's got 2 kids as
Yeah.
well. And she has been sharing her Pilates journey and she started doing it. And same thing. I'm noticing this like air about her. It's not weight loss. It's more so like moving your body and feeling
Yes.
good.
And let me just say as well, the one thing I love about Pilates is that it can literally be for everybody. You don't have to be this super fit. That's not what it's about. I mean, there are women in my Pilates class who are in their 70s. There are, women that have major injuries. They've just had back surgery. There are pregnant women. I have an injury. And so I love that about Pilates because as well, you can build on the foundation. So you can go in and just do like the basic level of the
Yeah.
exercise that you're being asked, but then you can add on to it. So it's just very inclusive. I love it. And yeah, if you're not able to go to a studio, I do feel very privileged to be able to go to a studio. I know that's not an option for a lot of people. And in fact, certainly in the UK, reformer Pilates isn't even really a thing. So it's hard to even find a studio that does it. And then the downside to Pilates is it is very pricey because the instructors have to be very, very, very thorough and knowledgeable about the body and all of that. So it's not
Of
something you
course.
can just get qualified for at a weekend. Oh, I'm going to do like legs, tums, and bums, and I'm going to go on a 2-hour course and then I can teach it. Pilates is very, very
Yeah.
in depth. But if you can access it on YouTube, there are some great Pilates instructors on there. Seriously, incorporate it into your day, and you only need to do
I
it for about 20 minutes.
I have been thinking about adding something because it's not so much about, like I said, it's not weight loss. It's
Yeah.
about, can I get stronger? Because I'm
Yeah.
noticing I'm carrying the groceries in and my left hand is like going down and I'm like, I'm like, my left arm needs help. And then I've noticed it where I'm like, drop something and I'm like, and then now my toddler's copying me with the when she goes down.
Oh my
I
God.
need to
You
do
gotta
something
film
about
that.
my level of activity. So I'll look into it, Claire.
You need to look into it. And then the other great thing about Pilates, and especially mums, is that all the exercises originate from the core. So you are strengthening your core muscles, whether you know it or not in Pilates. And quite often, believe me, you do know it. You're doing the beating 100 and your core's getting burnt out. But so it's just fantastic. So I could not recommend that highly enough to mums, particularly. So that's my
Love
second
it.
love it. What about your second love it? What are you loving?
Okay, again,
What
we're
is
switching
it
gears.
your mums are? We are switching gears.
Again, so I am all about trying to find things to keep my children occupied so that I might, breathe, drink a cup of
Yeah,
coffee, go
yeah,
pee, the things that we
yeah.
like to do as
Just
mothers,
life's basics. Breathe.
just a minute. And so I was at a friend's house for a play date and I saw this toy and I asked her what the brand was. I looked all around it because my toddler became obsessed with it. And not only was she obsessed with it, she was taking a really long time to play with it. And I was like, ooh, this is a good product. And so I looked at it, couldn't find a brand, ended up using this like Google tool where you can take a picture of something and find it online somewhere.
Yeah.
And I found it at Lakeshore Learning, which is a really great website to find like learning toys and such. So without further
Uh-huh.
ado, I bring you the Busy Shape House.
Oh, yes. I can
So for
see why
those who
that would be
can't
really
see,
good.
I am
Yeah,
holding up a circular house with many doors
yeah,
that has like cutouts for you to stick little blocks of different types of shapes in.
yeah.
And you just put the little shapes into the box. Now, I've seen these are very routine with children.
Hmm.
These doors are locked and you have to have a key to get in, and you have to sit there and figure out which key it is and then put it in, unlock it, and open the door to get the block out. So
Oh,
my kid is sitting there putting all the blocks in, gets them all in, then wants to do it again, has to open every single one of these to get it out. And that takes a while, and I love it. It's my favorite thing right now, Claire.
that reminds me, I can see why. That reminds me a bit of a dog toy because there's a dog toy
Yes,
that I have for the dogs, and it's one of those, oh God, what are they called? Like
it's Kong
Kong.
ball, right? It's
But
the one
yeah,
where you put the peanut butter in.
yes. It's the same kind of
Yes,
idea, just like obviously a more simple concept for the dogs, but it works. They
correct.
love it. They love
But
just
also
working it
they're
out.
learning colors, they're
Yes, I
learning
love
motor
that.
skills, shapes. Like
Absolutely.
it's guilt-free because it takes a long time. So it gives me a minute to like drink some coffee while it's hot, or maybe,
Yeah,
put on some deodorant or something.
yeah.
But then also it's like guilt-free because they're learning stuff and they're using
That's
skills and problem
perfect.
solving. And if you really want to be a dick, you can just take the keys. And
Oh, you know who would do that?
or be like,
Who's that
I'm gonna
guy?
hide the keys somewhere in the house. You gotta find them and like
Oh my God.
have
You know
that be
what?
a thing.
You know who would do that? That reminds me of that guy. We follow the Momversation Club. Follows him on Instagram. It's Derek Cahill. He would do that
Hmm.
type of thing. We need him on the show. I think he's so funny.
Oh
He
yeah,
he
she's so
does,
funny.
he does like a good swear. So if you're offended by swearing, you need to close your ears. But he is funny. That's exactly the type of thing he would do.
Definitely we do scream time in my house. We do Miss Rachel a lot.
Yeah.
But I try to limit it. And so this is something that isn't screen time. So if you have
Yeah.
like a young toddler, I know we held off until she was about a year and a half before we even introduced like 30 minutes of screen time.
Oh.
And so this is something that a sitting baby could do, like all the way
Yeah.
up
Sure.
until my 9.5-year-old loves it too.
Oh
And they
yeah.
play together.
Yeah. That's so nice. I love it.
Yeah.
How
So
much
anyways,
was it,
that's
by the
my
way?
that's my favorite. I'll definitely link it for you moms who are like, yes, bring that to my house.
I love it. How much was it, Christina? Was it
It
reasonably
wasn't
priced?
expensive. I think it was like
That's
20
good.
bucks.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, it's
What
not
a
bad at
great,
all. It was
yeah,
pretty decently priced, especially I was worried because some of the stuff on that Lakeshore Learning can be a little pricey, but worth it.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, this was really decently priced. And I think that it's something that's very durable. So if you're
Yes.
a mom who's having multiple kids, like this will probably last 2 or 3 kids if you were doing that.
Yeah. I love it. Oh yeah. If I had kids that age, I'd definitely be ordering that one. It looks great.
Totally.
Yay.
Okay. So I know we're switching
Okay.
gears from that because
Well, it's
you
about
don't have to
you.
keep toddlers busy over there.
No, but you know what? I have three rescue dogs at home, and one of them sheds a lot. And one of the reasons, so let me tell you the story first of all. So
Okay.
we foster rescue dogs from Mexico. And
Oh.
so we have three now. We have Rose, she's the original, she's the OG. And we have twins, which is funny because these dogs are nothing like each other, but these sisters, so we call them the twins, Ivy and Bluebell. And so Bluebell, aka Belle, sheds a lot. And when we were contemplating whether to keep both of the puppies, one of the things that went through my head was, we're just going to have a house that's full of dog hair all the time. And I used to have back in the day, she was fantastic, but I used to have a German Shepherd who shed a lot. And I spent my entire life hoovering, vacuuming the house, and it was just a losing battle.
Mm-mm.
Anyway, listen to this. My life has been changed for the better because of this robot vacuum I bought on Amazon. Now, this one, I'm not going to show it to you because it's a little dusty. Actually, I need to clean it, and it's pretty like big.
It's
But
doing
it's
its
like,
job, Claire.
oh my god! In fact, to be honest, I'm probably going to need to replace it. I've only had it a few months, but it is on like 5 times a day through the entire house. But if you walked into our house, you wouldn't necessarily know we had dogs. That's how good this thing is. And so it's like this little. They're quite futuristic actually, but it's this round circular disc, and it has a charging point. So it's got a charging dock that when you're not using it, it needs to charge. And then it has a little tray that you need to clean every time it's for example, what I do, I'll set it off downstairs. So once it's done downstairs, I'll empty the tray and then charge it, and then I'll bring it upstairs. So every time it does a different room, I tend to empty the
So it
tray.
vacuums the carpet for you.
Yes, now that was a bang. I don't know what that was. Anyway, and like, oh wow, another one. Maybe, maybe this room's haunted. But anyway, what it does is, yes, it will go over. Now, admittedly, we tend to most of our house is hard floor, so it's not. We don't have a lot of carpet or many rugs. That said, the rugs we do have, it goes over those too, and it does a really decent job. And actually, this particular model was not expensive. I actually Googled, I think, like cheap but good robot hoovers or robot vacuums. I
Love
did
that Google
because
search.
I know. And then so I actually read like an independent review from, one of the magazines or whatever. And this one was included. And so it was not expensive at all. And we literally got probably the cheapest one on the market that is still good. And so it's great. So I'm going to link to this vacuum because, and there are much better ones you can buy too. But if like me, you've got dogs, or if, like me, you A, hate cleaning and B, are not good at it, a robot vacuum will be your best friend. I love it. We even has a name. It's called Dusty. It's a boy, and he's called Dusty.
You've gendered it.
Yes, yeah, yeah. Well, the thing is, it's a bit
I
of a
love that he's a
girl-centric house.
boy because it's really breaking stereotypes about who's cleaning the house.
Oh, he's a boy. And in fact, it's funny because Ivy, one of the dogs, really likes Dusty. And so I'll say to Ivy, I'll say, oh, Dusty's such a good boy, isn't he, Ivy? And she looks at me and she's going like, she agrees with mummy. But yeah, Kyle's actually quite jealous of Dusty because Dusty is the man. Dusty's the man of the house. Dusty the
Oh,
vacuum is, yeah. Oh,
he
because
better watch out.
Kyle's kind of a little jealous. He even admits that Dusty's the man of the house. Yeah, he doesn't complain. I mean, he just got he just does it. Lots of stamina. He's
Yeah.
great. I love Dusty.
Oh my God, I love this, Claire. Well, you know what? I think any mom could utilize some extra help in the cleaning department. I know in my
Oh yeah,
house, we are always inundated with like crumbs from crackers and
yes,
Cheerios and smushed up
yes.
bananas. And I vacuum probably 2, 3 times a day. Like it's
Oh, forget
always
it.
going.
You need a
I would love a
Dusty.
dusty, like
Get a
maybe,
Dusty. You need to do
yeah.
it. You need to
I'll
do
have
it.
to figure it
Invest.
out. I mean,
I'm serious. It was worth every penny. And frankly, probably should have gone because he's on so often every day, like 5 times a day. I probably should have got a more powerful model. But seriously, I would definitely recommend them. And I actually like this model because it was a pretty good price, and so far so good. He's a definite asset to the Strong family.
love that. He's a part of it.
It is good old Dusty. So what about you? What's your
Oh.
third thing that you're loving right now?
Okay, so we are switching gears completely away from
Mhm.
toddlerhood into a
Okay.
show, a limited series that I got sucked into recently.
Oh.
Um, so I'm in Northern California,
Hmm.
and back in, I think it was 2016, 2017, there was a really famous news story about a woman named Sherry Papini. Do you remember this, Claire? Does that name ring a bell at all?
It does, but I couldn't. If you asked me to explain why, was this the woman that she reported herself missing?
So
No.
so kind of. So
Kind
let
of.
me kind
Okay.
of just give a little lay of the land here.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for those not in California, you may not have heard the story, although it did break national news back then.
Yeah.
But in Redding, California, which is where I was when my husband met me back
Oh
in
wow.
2021,
Yeah.
in Redding, California, there was a woman named Sherry Papini. And one day she's walking, and she's got her headphones in, and she just goes missing, and her husband comes home and the kids haven't been picked up from daycare. Her headphones are on the side of the road. She's gone, right?
Oh wow.
And she is a beautiful, blonde, skinny woman, white. And so, white, blonde, skinny woman disappears out of
Yeah.
nowhere in Northern California. The news just went right on it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so she goes missing. It's in like early November, and no one knows what happened. We're like chasing down leads, we're figuring things out, people are looking in the woods, all this stuff. She, on Thanksgiving Day, like some 20 something days later, shows up where she is found on the side of Interstate 5, chained and like severely malnourished and bruised up. She's been branded by someone. She
Oh
has been
God.
kidnapped, right? And she's
Hmm.
reunited with her husband, but there's just all this. She looks terrible. She's been gone through something. Well, so there, it's a huge story of like, oh my gosh, reunion on Thanksgiving Day, how wonderful. This documentary that I got sucked into is called "The Perfect Wife: The Mysterious Disappearance of Sherry Papini." It's on Hulu. It's 3 parts. It
Okay.
goes into what happens after that, because the news, and if anybody's following the story on the news, finds out through this documentary that she made the entire thing up, like Gone Girl status. Like
Really?
she injured herself. She had someone helping her through this. She had planned
Oh
the whole thing out. Just and what's great about the documentary is because I've been following the news, so I knew a lot of the information. But
yes.
this is the first time her husband has spoken to someone about it. And so
Oh,
her
so they were
husband's
able to
sitting
interview.
down.
Okay, so they're able to interview the husband too. So
Yeah,
this
and they're
documentary
divorced
is able
obviously,
to.
and they're not together, and like things have gone that way. But he is speaking to the Hulu series creator for the first time, and it's the first time we're seeing certain police tapes. It's the first time we're seeing evidence. It's the first time we're seeing home videos. There's just all this extended information, and so much things that were left out of the news are in this documentary. I was glued to my screen. I could not stop. I binged the whole thing. It was
Yeah.
wild.
So I love stuff like that because with me being a journalist, I'm a bit of a news junkie. So I love well done documentaries like that. I actually, if I get the time and funding for one, I have a documentary I want to make actually. But yes, I mean oh my God, I'm going to be all over that. I want to
You
watch it.
have to watch it. You have to watch it, and we have to talk about it offline. But
Okay.
what's crazy is my ex-husband. He worked with Sherry Papini because Sherry Papini worked
What?
for AT&T. Yes, and so they knew each other. My ex-husband knew Sherry Papini and like worked alongside her a little bit before all of this stuff happened.
Well, was he
Um,
interviewed for the documentary? And if not, why
No,
not?
no. Very like they were kind of like acquaintances, but like yeah, it's wild. Like I have a connection to the story by being from Reading, kind of inadvertently being loosely connected. Like it's really cool to watch all of it. And so much stuff has come out where I'm like, I had no idea that was part of this. Holy crap.
Wow. So, what was your husband's reaction then? Because he
Uh,
obviously kind of knew this woman.
well, my ex-husband. So my
Oh, yeah,
ex-husband, it was
sorry,
like,
Alex, yeah.
yeah, she was never like, I don't know, there was never any signs that she was going to do this. I don't think anybody knew she was capable of this stuff.
So,
In the documentary, they talk about like some of her friends and family and some of the other things she had done that might be related a little, but nothing
okay.
like this.
And so, what happened with the kids? I mean, without giving too much away, was she reunited with the
She,
kids, or
I mean, here's the thing is like the husband didn't find out all of this was fake until 2020. So for
what?
years, yes. So she's
Oh,
reunited with him in 2016. They
yeah.
go 4 years. And during the pandemic, all of this stuff came up. And so, yeah, it's wild because all of this time she's getting therapy. She's being treated like a victim. Her husband is trying to help her like get into society. And turns out the whole thing was just her elaborate plan. Yeah, it's
Wow.
crazy. I cannot wait for you to watch. And if you're listening and you are not familiar, or you maybe even if you are familiar, I was super engaged with the story when it went out, and I
Mm,
thought I knew everything about it. I did not know everything. Like there was a lot of stuff that I learned.
wow. I'm gonna
Yeah,
watch that
you
tonight.
have to watch it.
Yes. Oh my God.
It's on Hulu. It's
Wow.
called The Mysterious Disappearance of Sherry Papini, The Perfect
Okay.
Wife.
Perfect wife. Wow, that's
Yeah, yeah.
fascinating. Well,
Uh,
goodness me. So that was quite the haul of our favorite
whew.
things. Very diverse, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I loved putting this together because like I said, I love to peep into people's lives and be like, what you doing over there? Like what's happening in your
Is
house?
that because you're nosy, Christina?
It could be because I'm nosy, it could be my journalistic integrity
Oh yes,
stuff.
yes,
Like
yes. That's what it. That's it. Yes, yes, yes. That's what it is with me. I'm not nosy. I'm just
no.
a natural journalist.
So if you're listening right now and any of this stuff is like right up your alley, like we said, we're going to put links in our show notes to our Amazon storefront. We do get a small commission from that, but we're mainly putting it there because we want you guys to get the stuff that we're talking about. This stuff is saving our ass right now. It's making our
Oh
lives
yeah.
easier. And we think that it'll help you guys too. And if you have a TV suggestion that we need to binge, if you have a product that we need to try that's helping you, let us know because we are always open to that kind of stuff, right, Claire?
Oh yeah, for sure. Any mum hacks, throw them our way. And that brings us to the end of another episode of the Momversation Club.
And if you've enjoyed today's show, which we hope you have, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and leave a review. Your support helps us reach even more moms and build a stronger village.
Until next time, bye.